An unboxing and first impressions of the Samsung Gear VR. How goes it, ladies and gents? This is Jeff Benjamin with 9 to 5 Google, and as you can see, I have in hand the Samsung Gear VR headset. This is the headset that is compatible with a variety of Samsung devices, the latest being the Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge, but it does work with the S6, it works with the Note 5, and it works with the S6 Edge. So here is the unboxing here. You can see that the box really isn't very high quality. It's very minimalistic. The plastic's cheap, but none of that really matters at the end of the day. What really matters is whether or not this thing works right. And I'm happy to tell you that after testing it out for about 24 hours, it is really good. Now that's not to say that it's perfect, because there are definitely some flaws, which I'll discuss in the full post on 9 to 5 Google, but this thing is the future. It really paints a picture as to what the future could be like when it comes to VR, and it does work very well. It's extremely immersive. And as someone who has never tried a VR headset before, outside of Google Cardboard, of course, but I've always wanted to try the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift. As someone who's never tried either one of those, this thing is very impressive. I was extremely impressed by what it was capable of doing. The immersiveness that you're able to get out of a cell phone, a smartphone, is pretty impressive. Now that said, it's not the most comfortable device to wear. I do wear glasses, and I found it uncomfortable to wear for more than 10 to 15 minutes. And even then, it was still sort of annoying to have on my face. But for a $99 device, it's really hard to complain. Now, granted, you will need a Galaxy S7 or an S6 or one of the compatible devices, so it's not exactly $99. I mean, there is still a hardware requirement, an extra hardware requirement that you'll have to have, because as you can see, that little blank spot right there is for the smartphone to connect to. So unlike an Oculus Rift or a HTC Vive, it's a BYOS, which is bring your own screen, bring your own smartphone, which is of course one of those compatible Galaxy devices. Now, you see I have the strap here. There's actually two straps. One is a sort of a horizontal strap that goes from side to side on each side of the Samsung Gear VR. And there's also a vertical strap that connects from the top of the device to the back of the horizontal strap like this. And it's, like I said, it's not the most comfortable setup in the world, but it does work, and it allows you to block out light, and it keeps the device on your head without actually having to hold it like you would with the Google Cardboard setup. And that really adds to the immersive feeling that you get, because your hands are free. You can just look around, you have the motion tracking all in there, and you can use a controller in your hands if you wish to, if you have a third-party controller to control games like Minecraft. Speaking of software, the software is interfaced with using this little touch surface here, and there's also a back button, and there's a volume rocker as well. And the software really is a mixed bag. You have some titles that really show off the capabilities of such a setup, like Land's End, and you have Minecraft, the VR edition, and you have Smash Hit. But some of the software titles feel more like glorified tech demos. In fact, the majority do. But the Samsung Gear VR is heads and shoulders above Google Cardboard. It's affordable, and it really makes it evident that VR could definitely be the future of gaming and entertainment. Now, with all that said, it still feels like a sort of like a prototype. So with that in mind, I wouldn't recommend going out and buying a Samsung phone just to play with the Gear VR. But if you already own a compatible Samsung device and you can afford the $99, then why not? Try it out and see the future. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is Jeff with 9 to 5 Google.